Your Voice of Life Radio now presents CCN Magazine, featuring church and community news.
Here is a CCN Magazine for 23rd May 2015. First, the headlines. A new pastor for the First Olivet Baptist Church. Christian Assemblies Ministries host 2 nights of special service. Singspiration at Maho Baptist Church. Kulabeshri Baptist Church to conduct open-air services. Education Trust Fund solicits the assistance of the public. Welfare Department hosts training on child abuse. 14 graduate from phlebotomy training program. Local Petrocaribe plant to be renamed. From the region, alert for Zika virus. Here are the details. First Olivet Baptist Church of Portsmouth has ordained and installed a new shepherd who hails from Massac. Preston Simon, a dedicated man of God, was, on Sunday, 17th May, charged to lead the flock in the presence of supporting Christians from various assemblies. He replaces former pastor Michael Joseph, who has migrated. Pastor Emmanuel Parilo, a former pastor of the First Olivet Baptist Church, commended the new pastor during the installation.
I feel very much contented in the fact that the church has gotten a man of God, that every church should have a pastor. And I believe that the young man is fully equipped, and I'm excited that God has chosen him, and the church has accepted him to be the pastor.
Pastor Emmanuel Parilo. Pastor Simon shares these sentiments on his new commission.
I want to thank God first for calling me to the ministry. God has been good to me for many years, and I therefore want to honor, His good and work in His will to establish a proper and healthy church for Him. Well, I ministered in Chaseville for some time, Scully was a pastor. I preached in Bedfordshire and for some time to Sunday school. I preached in several churches in Dominica also.
Pastor Preston Simon. This Sunday, the Christian Assembly Ministries of Salisbury presents Pentecost Revival, an event which runs for 2 consecutive nights from 7:15 p.m. at its location on the Salisbury Back Road. Expounding the word will be Pastor Griffin Daniel of Grand Bay Pentecostal Church. Pastor Lloyd Vidal of that assembly says he's looking forward to a great time in the presence of the Lord.
The Bible said that the apostles were all in the upper room at Jerusalem and been there for 10 days, that the Holy Spirit came on the day of Pentecost in Acts chapter 2. And with this upper room experience, that is where ministries was birthed. Men that was weak and could not even speak became very bold to minister. Lives was touched. A massive revival took place during that time. And we want to just use this opportunity to touch lives. So it is open for everybody to just have that experience that took place in times of the apostles. So we are believing for a massive move of the Spirit of God during that 2 nights of revival.
Pastor Lloyd Vidal. As part of Family Month celebrations, Maho Baptist Church on Mount Georgian will come alive on the 29th of May with a Singspiration and barbecue. Expected to participate are 26 churches with performances including God Sent, Maria Pascal, Hilltop Singers, and Johann Henry. Pastor Sidney Regist is expecting a full house while hoping that good weather will prevail. The Baptist Church of Kulabeshri will present the word to the public during their annual open-air evangelistic meeting from 24th to 29th May. Pastor Philip Prosper looks forward to a great harvest of souls for the Lord.
We're looking forward for souls to get saved. That's the main purpose. If the people who come to the church, you go to them. People hardly come to church in the gospel services, so you bring it for them in the open.
Ministering in song will be Hilltop Singers, while Pastors Francois Maxim, Michael Joseph, Calvin Christopher, and Brother Linus Hippolyte will deliver the message of hope. Services begin at 7:30 nightly, and a special invitation goes out to surrounding villages. Community Stories. The Education Trust Fund, an organization established by an Act of Parliament in 1981, provides assistance to parents and students who are unable to afford basic education needs. This year, the Education Trust Fund, ETF, continues to target its regular donors in the private sector and other individuals who have an interest in supporting the fund's efforts. Donation boxes have been placed at various checkpoints, including Rosa Market Authority, Damlek, Rudolph Thomas and Family, Jolly's Pharmacy, Jeffrey Charles Shop in Marigot, Douglas Charles Airport, CLC Bookstore, National Bank of Dominica, and Jay's Bookstore. Willie Fevrier, chairman of ETF, says for decades, ETF has assisted students in obtaining textbooks and uniforms, as well as paying transportation and CXC examination fees.
One of our areas of fundraising which has not been very successful is to get some of our past beneficiaries to give something back. Many of them are now employed, and in fact, we write those we know who are employed. Only few of them respond. We are hoping to have a radiothon sometime soon, hopefully, if we can get that arranged. Many business places have responded to our letters of solicitation, so we are very grateful for that. We will always need funds because every year we are getting many applications. We would like to be able to assist as many parents as possible. The deadline for receipt of applications is the 31st of July.
The fund receives an annual subvention of $50,000 from the government, as well as an amount toward cost of private bus drivers, uniform allowance, and school transfer grants. One of the means of raising such funds is through Dollar Day at schools, with the hope that every parent will be supportive of this venture. This event is scheduled for June 5, 2015. The Social Welfare Division and the Child Abuse Unit this week held sessions on Monday, 18th May, and Friday, 22nd May. The first was a faith-based organization consultation aimed at devising a program to tackle child abuse. In his remarks, Acting Chief Welfare Officer Mr. Leroy Morvan said one of the roles of religious leaders is to guide and protect children from bad values that society considers as norm.
Harmony among faith-based organizations is necessary in order to curb the uncleanliness of child abuse. As more and more children become affected, we see the need for greater harmony among faith-based organizations as well as with the other subsystems. Secondary socialization results from the opportunities to learn from interaction with systems outside the home, such as church, schools, youth clubs, health clinics, and peers. The degree to which the church succeeds in the protection of children against abuse manifests in the extent and manner to which leaders embrace and internalize societal values through positive actions as the church reaches out to provide protection against child abuse through proper reporting measures.
Leroy Morvan. At that consultation, it was concluded that working with men's groups in churches, as well as preaching more on the topic, are some of the ways to penetrate the community with knowledge of child abuse. On Friday, the unit met with peer counselors from all 14 secondary schools on island. The objective of the workshop was to enable the youth to better understand the signs, effects, forms, and ways of dealing with disclosures on child abuse. The goal is to form a peer support network at all schools. Mrs. Gemma Azil Lewis, coordinator of Child Abuse Unit in the Welfare Department, stated that children are quicker to discuss child abuses with peers than with adults. Azil Lewis said statistics show that from 2010 to 2014, there have been a total of 908 reported child abuse cases in Dominica. Of the 908 reported cases of abuse, 24 comprise children aged 0 to 5, 38 comprise children 6 to 10 years, 110 comprise children of 11 to 15 years, with 7 cases within the age group of 16 to 17 years of age. The majority of perpetrators are males. 14 students from the public and the private sector graduated from a phlebotomy training program during an award ceremony held recently. Phlebotomy is the process of drawing blood from the vein. This was the 4th such session, which commenced in 2008. The course is conducted by the Princess Margaret Hospital Laboratory in an effort to ensure that the competencies required by persons performing the procedures are up to standard. In her congratulatory remarks, Nurse Deborah Philip Roach, president of the Dominican Nurses Association, had this to say.
Without a positive care provider-patient relationship, you must develop a relationship with the persons that you are caring for, with the persons that are going to take their bloods. There cannot be patient satisfaction. So you must develop a relationship with them so that they can be satisfied at the ending of the whole process. You as phlebotomists, you are endowed with the responsibility of creating an environment that supports anxiety reduction and comfort. This can be achieved when you respond to your patients' concerns and complaints, when you address their emotional needs, when you keep them informed so they know what's happening, when you disclose positive attitudes, the word attitudes, towards their request, when you show concern for their privacy, when you listen carefully to them, when you treat them with respect, and when you are friendly and courteous.
Nurse Roach. One participant shared this experience.
The course was eye-opening. Lessons were mind-jolting, participants motivating, and lecturers engaging. They said, for each patient, we must be grateful when greeting, thorough in identifying, neat in organizing, gentle when palpating, effective in disinfecting, accurate in labeling, steady whilst inserting, orderly when drawing, quick with drawing, safe in disposing, cautious when handling, secure whilst transporting. All this while reassuringly smiling. Only then I gracefully smile and say, yes. Oh yes, I'm a phlebotomist. And I cut veins.
Leanne. The Petrocaribe plant here is to be renamed in honor of the late Venezuelan president Hugo Chavez next month, exactly a decade after he signed the fuel deal with Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Scarrett. The announcement was made on Monday, 18th May, by Minister of Lands, Housing, Settlements and Water Resource Management, Reginald Ostry, at the media launch of celebrations marking the 10th anniversary of the Petrocaribe Energy Cooperation Agreement, under which Venezuela sells gasoline, diesel, and liquid petroleum gas to Dominica at preferential rates. He said the June 29 renaming of the plant from Whitey Kubuli Storage Facility to the Hugo Chavez Storage Facility would be done in recognition of the effort and the hard work that President Chavez has put into the program. Dominica will celebrate the 10th year anniversary of the signing with 5 weeks of activities. Regional stories. Since Dominica experienced a chikungunya outbreak in 2013 and 2014, persons have been vigilant to keep their surroundings free of mosquito breeding areas. Persons in Jamaica are being placed on alert by the same Aedes aegypti mosquito, which transmits chikungunya and dengue. Following meetings at the World Health Assembly now taking place in Geneva, Switzerland, and a warning issued by the Pan American Health Organization regarding an outbreak of the Zika virus in Brazil and its potential to spread to other countries, Jamaica has requested that residents take all necessary precautions to rid their surroundings of any place mosquitoes could breed. The hope is to reduce their population. Brazil confirmed its first cases of the Zika virus earlier this month. CCN Magazine encourages Dominicans to continue to be cautious, to continue exercising due diligence. Of human interest, pupils of grade 6 will be sitting the National Assessment Exam on Thursday and Friday this week. CCN Magazine wishes all of you the best and prays for your success. Allow us this time to test you on your knowledge of the ministers of government and their portfolios. Can you name the portfolio of these ministers? We will give the portfolio after announcing the name twice. 1. Ian Douglas. Ian Douglas. Minister for Trade, Energy and Employment. 2. Rayburn Blackmore, Minister for Justice, Immigration and National Security. 3. Peter St. Jean, Minister for Education and Human Resource Development. 4. Rosalind Paul, Minister for Commerce, Enterprise and Small Business Development. 5. Dr. Kenneth Darrow, Minister for Health and Environment. CCN Magazine comes to a close on this note and hope that you got at least 4 of these correct. Please ask your parents to go to the Voice of Life Radio's Facebook page to finish testing you on this. God bless. This has been your presenter and producer, Medina James. Have a great weekend. Hope to see you in church.
You've been listening to the Voice of Life's CCN Magazine.